Hey Pisces, this is your general tarot reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of May. Pisces, let's do as we always do. We're going to shuffle the cards and we'll wait on all the right ones to come out for you, my love. And in the meantime, let's talk about the energies that you may feel throughout the month. So, we begin at the beginning, as always. We're going to still be feeling a little bit of that full moon effect that happened for you in Libra, in your 8th house. And that could have meant a lot of drama has come your way, a lot of transformations, a big shift, particularly in your emotions. Maybe people came to you with their dramas, people coming at you left, right and centre to listen to me, I need you to help me, I need you to be just a shoulder to cry on, I need you. And you're saying, okay, I'm Pisces, I'm good at holding space for people, I'm good to be there in a crisis. But after a while, Pisces just seemed to hit you every day. There was something new all the time. And slowly your emotional and even maybe psychic energy just started going down, 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 because other people were dragging out of you emotionally, psychologically, for your support. And the good news is that is changing, and changing for the better. You're free of that, whatever drama, crisis, even trauma that was brought up by the situations all around you. It does get better. And over this month, Pisces, I feel that there's an opportunity for you to learn how to handle yourself, your emotions, your give and take, your flow of even psychic energy the next time shit like this happens. It's kind of, I'm going to get my skills together, I'm going to get my head together and my head around how to cope with certain situations like that if they ever happen to me again. But it's also the energy of, I'm going to get my head around a lot of stuff that I've just discovered about myself. I've discovered how I can often get triggered by other people's problems, that I get so involved in their problem that I end up kind of caring more about it than they do. I end up giving more energy than they do. I end up losing frickin' sleep, and I love my sleep, but I end up having weird nightmares and I can't sleep because of their problem. I'm going to master this. I'm going to figure out how to get super sharp in how to play this game. Yeah, and that is a big theme this month, Pisces. Learning how to play the game. And I tell you why. You've the Sun in Taurus as we enter the month. On May 4th, new moon in Taurus. May 6th, Mercury, the kind of one who solves problems, part of ourselves, going into Taurus in the 3rd house. And May 15th, Venus going into Taurus in the 3rd house. So what the heck is the 3rd house? Well, the 3rd house is where we solve problems, where we look at something and see it kind of objectively, and we say, I'm going to fix this, 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 and this. But it's also where we learn new tricks, skills, tricks of the trade, where we up our game a little bit because we take pieces of information and hold them as tools in our cosmic toolkit, you know, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're brushing up skills, but the focus here, I feel, particularly Pisces, okay, you could be brushing up your skills and talents, doing weekend courses, buying a bunch of books of how to do this. Google will become your new best friend, your new BFF, because it's like, how do I buy and sell something? How do I design a website? What are the right theme colors that's most popular to design a website around this? It'll be all questions and kind of getting the bits and pieces of information. But the point is that you are learning somehow this month how to play the game of snakes and ladders. Yeah. Having bits of information will help you cope with certain situations. So you go up the ladder. But then when you're up, which it might feel like that this month, where I know a bunch of stuff now, I know what to do, I know what's going on, you might find, but that's not enough. It's not enough. And then comes the snake and you fall back down again. Because in learning how to play this game of life with your money, with your career, with your relationships, with the energy flow between you and other people, you're really working on how to build, accumulate information, but not be tricked anymore by triggers, by other people, by quick fixes, by being caught out by something and then suffering the snake, you know. It's, if I go up that ladder, I want to learn how to stay there. I don't want just useless pieces of information that will only get me so far and progress so far. I want to gather the information that keeps me on top. Okay, that keeps me on top, because you have the South Node, Saturn and Pluto retrograding in the 11th house of success, fame, winning out, winning through, having ultimate freedom and independence, having a good circle of friends and feeling like you're up a level. But maybe the way to get there is being shown to you this month by the 3rd house, kind of mercurial style energy. And that is, you know, to stay up, to hold the ground that you've made in your success towards something, then learn how not to go down the slippery slope of the snake. You know, you want all the ladders but none of the snakes. So that's kind of key there. But I strongly feel, Pisces, that it's like emotional snakes and ladders too, where I assume all of you call it snakes and ladders. Is that, maybe some of you don't call that game snakes and ladders, where you move the piece, go up a ladder and then fall down a chute. Is some of you call it ladders and chutes? Or am I imagining that? I don't know. But you know where I'm getting at. Anyway, yeah, information. I should have had all the right information for Pisces in a month where they're all about having the right information. Yeah, but I think you get the vibe. But there's the energy here too, especially with your emotions, the emotions connected with your money, with your career, with your savings, investments, and with how to handle other people and not letting them drain you. It's that real case of, I will play this game, and I will play or I will be played. Play or be played. That's very key. I just felt that there. Play or be played. And this thing of going up and down, snakes and ladders, snakes and chutes, whatever you call it, this has to stop. And I will find all the right key pieces. So as I said, Pisces, books, study, courses, going on to Google, how to fix this, how to repair that, how to speak to people without them draining me, how to survive an emotional drainer, how to survive an emotional vampire. All these questions will be asked and will be answered, because ultimately, as I said, Pisces, the idea is that when you go up the ladder, that if you play the game well, and if you're not being played, then you won't have to suffer that downward snake or chute, whatever it's called. So that's a big vibe. Now I know as we left April, there was a lot of focus on your money, a lot of focus on handling it well. Maybe some of you came into a bit of money or made some decision of, here's the money that I have, how do I keep hold of this? How do I manage it better? So there's a lot of energy as we leave April going into May, into that vibe. But I just want to say to Pisces that there's an energy here too, I feel, of don't take it all so seriously. This upward curve that you're on, and it could be with your career, really pushing to visualize your perfect life and to make that happen, bring it into existence, get your top job, get your top prize. If you're in a competition, you want to get in there and win it. So you want to do that, but don't lose sight of having fun. Don't lose sight of being creative. Don't stop laughing. Because if you take this shit too seriously, that is a guarantee to be a trigger where you fall down from that ladder, down through the snake or the chute. that over seriousness, that over focus on, I must get this right, I must be the highest achiever, I must get top marks, my project must win, I must, succeed. You will. But you'll succeed more if you're able to laugh at yourself and laugh at the seriousness of everything and just laugh off the begrudgers. We say that in Ireland. I don't know if that's a common phrase outside, but people who are not supporting you, people who maybe in your group of friends, team and work, people around you in your environment, if they're not helping you, instead of getting on, I will sort you out, I will fix you, I'll show you, just laugh. Just say, they're not going to trigger me down that chute or that snake. I'm over it. I'm over being triggered emotionally, and I'm just now focused on playing the game. And what's the point of any game? You learn something, you're competitive in something, but you're also supposed to have a laugh. It's supposed to be entertaining. So that's a month, excuse me, Pisces, where you will learn that. Now, it's also a month where you could meet some very, very interesting people. As this card comes out, yeah, meet him. He's certainly an interesting character. But you will be meeting very key people, interesting people, new clients, new groups maybe even of people who get you stimulated, who are in a bit of a flow with what they know. They know a lot. They can give you a lot of information about bits and pieces and things. But maybe you could meet a few new friends, a few new faces this month. And I know he came out there. But really, I think this is a Saturn card and a Capricorn card. I think it's actually reinforcing what I'm saying here. Saturn in the South Node, in your 11th house, where it's about letting go of some group, some team, some friends that are really not good news for you. They might just be holding you back. They might not be supporting you. They might get jealous as you push on with your life, as you build your dream life, get your dream fantasy going. They might be all very jealous. And that's a bit of a litmus test here, where you are able this month to have that, I see you, I see your jealousy, I see that you want me to stay low vibrational like you, but as much as I care for you, as much as I like you, I'm not giving you any more of my energy. And this is key, Pisces, I'm feeling that too. I think there are a few people around you who are very low vibrational, but they might come off as being great people, or they might come off as being good friends in some cases, I'm sorry to say, but they are dragging you down. And the test this month is not necessarily to get rid of them. We don't just dump friends, they're not disposable, but we can at least learn how to separate certain things. I'm not going to get involved in your drama. I'm not going to listen to you when you put me down or manipulate me or try to force me to do things that I don't want to do. Maybe they're a bad influence, Pisces, getting you to maybe distract you from something positive in your life and only want you to constantly focus on the negative. These people need to be kind of given a bit of a wide berth, and in some cases they need to be let go of. Cut that chain that connects you to people who want to keep you in some low vibrational, toxic, dramatic, going nowhere, empty, but full of trash kind of vibe. Time to let it go. Time to let it go, my love. Absolutely. Other things that are going on. You have Mars on May 16th going into Cancer, into your 5th house. And this is also in there with your North Node of Destiny, where something has to be played out. Maybe there's a lot of effort and energy going in to having fun with family. Fun with your real tribe, the real people who get you, because you're figuring it out this month with all that kind of sharp mind energy. You're figuring out how to be lighter, more playful, but you're also again figuring out the game. Play or be played. maybe with certain family members. But I feel it, Pisces, it's with people who, it's almost like they've got you. They've figured you out. I can go to Pisces and I can dump my problems on them. Or I can guarantee that if I go over and bring a bottle of wine with them, they'll drink it all down with me and kind of swim in my shitty swamp with me. And I think that's a game that you're seeing in other people. And you realize that in that game, if you swim in their shitty swamp full of all types of nastiness, then it brings your energy down. So there's game number one. You've learned the rule of one game with certain people. And again, play it and enjoy it and know how to separate yourself from it. Maybe you'll have fun doing that, swimming in their little swamp with them. I don't know, I can't judge that. Or maybe you'll say, that is a game, and that's a game that I don't win, because that's a game where they take all my resources, like the Monopoly Bank. They clean out my stash. They clean out my account. And I'm left with nothing. And they walk away with the big swag bag of my energy, of my time, of my care. They've stolen from me, essentially. So I'm going to get smarter and play this game. Just keep hearing it, play or be played. And this is a Mercurial card, a Gemini card, and all the energy in the third house this month is saying, know the difference, solve this puzzle, solve it, solve the riddle. Solve the riddle of how to get ahead in work. Solve the riddle of how to fix issues in your relationship with your friends. Solve that issue. But more importantly, Pisces, solve your riddle, the riddle of you, which is, how do I play this game while accumulating rather than somebody coming in on my monopoly and taking all my energy, time, effort, resources, emotions, and psychic strength. This is a riddle and a game that does have rules and that can be won by you. Okay? Now, so there's a lot of fun activity. I like that. A lot of fun activity, particularly around the family and your tribe. And again, they are your winners. The good people are the ones that you want on your team in this game, okay? Now, May 18th, full moon in Scorpio in the 9th house. You could be having some very, very long, deep, intellectual conversations, maybe with somebody that you trust deeply, maybe even a Scorpio sun, moon or ascendant, with all the energy in finding little pieces of information. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I buy this, sell that? How do I sell something on eBay? How do I buy and sell my car, or buy a new car? How do I do all that? You'll find around May 18th that a good conversation with somebody that you absolutely do trust, somebody who does know their shit, somebody who isn't small-minded, a conversation there will, boom, make everything kind of just become perfect sense. You'll understand why this game needs to be played. You'll understand why all the pieces need to be gathered and how to fit them in. And it is a person that you'll have a contact with. It could be a Scorpio and it could be a Sagittarius who help you figure out something. It's like they solve a bigger mystery for you. You're learning a lot. You're learning a lot. Now, it could mean that somebody you deeply care about could be traveling to visit you and spending time with them, and that definitely ups your vibration. They might be a little bit unusual, they might be a little bit, you can only see them every now and then, I don't know why, but you're traveling to see them or they'll travel to see you around the full moon, and it will just, that will be one of the big ladders where you go right up because of some great communication or conversation you have with them around the full moon. And it could be that a lot of you suddenly understand how to handle things that are a mystery to you, things that are unusual to you, things that are deep. And you're good at handling the deep, Pisces, but there's a breakthrough, and a breakthrough of understanding for you around May 18th. So it's very, very nice. Now, May 21st, Sun and Mercury move into Gemini, all about the home. Maybe fixing things at home, figuring out how to work from home, buying and selling things from your home. Maybe going in and clearing out your garage, your attic or something and gathering everything up and seeing if you can kind of trade or exchange things. You know, do a swap or a sale, yard sale, garage sale, things like that. That's all very good. But some issues maybe that you have been dealing with in your home situation or your family situation can definitely get solved and fixed from the, say, the third week on. But why am I feeling this? I'm feeling in between energy too for some of you. It's like I'm in between one home and another. Maybe some of you are coming towards the end of a lease with where you're working or with where you're staying. Or maybe you're coming towards the exchange of contracts between buying and selling a new home. There's an in-between period here. And I want you to be very comfortable in that in-between stage and not to fret and worry. You will figure it out. Don't let it get heavy. Don't ever let it get heavy. Understand that this is just a game and you will solve it. So yeah, in between jobs, in between relationships, in between waiting on a paycheck, waiting on money to come through, but definitely in between that waiting period, it will bring something good. So don't panic about that, Pisces. Now, we've only 6 cards, my gorgeous, so I'm going to start choosing. Let's get this game of tarot going. This card. Let me get some more. This was pushing itself out. Okay, the Star. Very, very nice. 4 more, Pisces. Sing amongst yourselves there. Yeah, now that you're opening up new skills and talents, maybe one of those is singing, dancing, entertaining, I don't know. Having fun, certainly. But conversations. You're going to be very busy this month, Pisces. Lots of meeting and greeting appointments. Make sure you have lots of gasoline in that car of yours. Make sure you have lots of energy to kind of deal with all the places you have to go and people you have to meet. It's going to be a bit like that. 2 more. Let me get 2 more cards. Yeah. One last from Pisces, and then we're on a roll. We can get this game going. And there's your last one. So, my gorgeous, let's have a big overview, ta-da, of your game of May. The Game of Thrones, the game of having your throne and staying there. Yeah, and it could get like the Game of Thrones, but the smarter you get, the better you'll win. I'm not saying there are any dragons around, or maybe there will be, but you have to know how to figure it out. Anyway, Pisces, so here we find you feeling quite confident. This is an Earth card, and I think that's what Taurus season is going to bring you. Taurus magic is bringing you a better sense of confidence. I think your confidence is on the up. Despite all it's like on the top level, things are going very well. On a psychological level, dealing with certain people, certain situations, how you handle things, that's kind of moving like shifting sands underneath. But on a practical level, you're actually doing very well, Pisces. This is you feeling in control, feeling secure, feeling solid, feeling like you've made good ground, good headway with something that you're doing. It's like you've started an adventure in your life, a new start, new way to handle things, new adventure, and you're all fired up. And it's really nice. This is earth and fire, where practicality meets passion, and where you can move in a slow burning solid way with the things that you're doing. I'm coming back to this thing about your home and family. Money issues, if there have been money issues maybe since your birthday, about worrying about paying bills, paying your mortgage, paying your rent, paying something, know that as you go into this month, you've a better handle on it. You are definitely feeling, I know how to figure this out. I'm going to take a few risks, which is good. That's your North Node in the 5th house. I'm going to play around with this. I'm going to take a few risks, and I'm going to see this as an adventure in my life. an adventure, a new adventure. Some of you moving or doing something totally different in your home dynamic that feels like a good adventure, whatever that might mean to you, Pisces. But either way, you're strong in spirit as we enter the start of the month, despite what's going on. In fact, because of what has been going on since your birthday, I think that has been a major catalyst, a major trigger for you to really look at where you give your energy, where you share your wisdom. Because you're not just running here, there and everywhere to kind of put out other people's fires anymore. You're sitting back a bit more and saying, I will observe when they come running at me with their fire. I'll sit back, I'll watch them from my fabulous place, all chilled out, maybe with a nice glass of wine. See, he's all grapes around him. And his eyes are kind of closed. He's saying, you know, you might come running at me, but I'm not going to look at you. Come at me with your drama, I don't see you. Come at me and saying, fire, fire, fire. Calm, chill, bitch, relax. I'm not going to be running every time you shout at me and say, there's a drama, there's a drama, there's a drama. You're getting a better handle on that. Definitely, Pisces. Definitely. And again, the South Node, Saturn, Pluto in Capricorn in the 11th house, letting go of a certain toxic environment, Pisces. A certain way of thinking, also an ideology that doesn't serve you anymore. I think this is a great month of breaking through with certain ways of seeing how you handle people and situations. You're breaking those chains and you're free, and you're saying, I'm not a slave to certain people's manipulations anymore, emotional manipulations. Those bitches always knew how to trigger me. I mean, it's not easy to fool me. I can see stuff. Not easy to trick me. But I have to admit, I am a bit of a sucker for people who come saying that they are broken, that they're in a total drama, that they're falling. It's not in my nature to just walk past somebody who is kind of really down on their knees. And that is a trigger for me, and it always has been. But I am not there to fix everybody's problem, which is quite full moon and Scorpio energy this month. Instead, I'm going to understand on a better level, a higher level, that I have to take care of myself first. Got to take care of myself first. I must be safe before I can go in to a dangerous emotional situation. A firefighter will tell you that. A military person will tell you that. A police officer will tell you that. Before they go into any uncertain territory or a potentially dangerous situation, they will first make sure that they're protected. It's me first, and then I will handle whatever's been thrown at me. And I think that's what you're learning, and it's a kind of, I knew this all along kind of energy. I knew this. But they kept suckering me. I kept being a fool for feeling sorry for somebody who didn't deserve it. And you know what it feels like here, Pisces? It feels like you have somebody in your environment who is so obviously a piece of shit. I'm sorry to say it. They are so obviously tricky. They are so obviously negative. And it's for you, Pisces, who sees through all this energetic stuff, it is so obvious that they're energy drainers. I don't know, can you hear that? That's actually my neighbour who has decided during this reading to drill holes. Third house, actually dealing with neighbours. Maybe you might find some annoying neighbours, but you'll be able to deal with it. But going back to that, you might find that it's apparent that this person is a shitstorm. But yet, being Pisces, you do tend to often look for, why do they do that? And maybe start feeling sorry. You know, they're like that because they had a bad upbringing, because they can't help it, because they're lost, because they're lonely. And I identify with that. As a Pisces, I'm used to being lonely because I'm always separated from spirit, from the cosmos. I always have that internal sense of loneliness. And I think that's another rule of the game, that you suddenly realize that sometimes you identify sometimes that spiritual loneliness, and you assume that it's also in other people. And you say, I can kind of overlook some of their worst behavior because maybe they're like me. They're doing it because they're lost and alone. Well, Pisces, this is where you have to realize, no, they're doing it because they're assholes. They're doing it because they never grew up. Maybe they have certain issues from their past, fine, but so do you, and you got past them. They don't have that existential loneliness that you have, unless they're another Pisces, but I don't feel they are. You don't always have to assume that they feel as deeply as you. Sometimes an asshole is just an asshole. Really, really. And I think that's another, as you read life's manual and how to play this game, there is instruction number 2. Not everybody is as deep, as compassionate, and as open as you. Sometimes an asshole is an asshole. Like my neighbour right now. I shouldn't say that, they're actually very nice. But now we move on, and here we have the Lovers. Besides Sagittarius, there could be some good vibes, which is unusual because sometimes you and Sagittarius, even though you like each other a lot, there can be a bit of a locking of horns. I hope you can hear me over that sound. I hope it's not too much over the volume there. But there could be love or a real genuine feeling of, I understand you now, between you and a Sagittarius Sun, Moon or Ascendant, that you kind of get them. But at the same time, maybe it's a Sagittarius and Sun, Moon or Ascendant that you have to figure out. Because the Lovers, I mean, very often when we read tarot, we say, Lovers, it's love, it's love. Well, actually, it's more than that. The Lovers is about solving riddles, to see who is your other half. Who can you join with? Who can you come together with and feel united with? And maybe that's the big question about a Sagittarius. Maybe they're the one you have to sit down and say, are they with me or are they actually against me? I can't figure this out. I have to talk maybe under the full moon of May 18th with my good friend to figure out how to handle this. But certainly understanding is coming. Understanding about who you give your love to, who you unite yourself to, and who you give your time, effort, and psychic energy to. I mean, not everybody should be able to make a run on your bank and just go in and steal from your energy. So you're coming to some great truth, clarity, understanding, and wisdom here this month. Brought by the 3rd house, which is quite Gemini, and then the full moon in the 9th house, which is quite Sagittarius. Okay. Now, here we have the energy of you finally, once you understand, I am sorry for that noise, I really am Pisces, I really am, I hope it's not too disturbing, but finally you understand how not to be on the outside of success, how to go up. You see, this is success, this is achievement, this is going full steam ahead with optimism into your life, figuring out the game and playing it to win it. You being the star, you being the accomplished one, the successful one. And because you figured out that there's a certain way to play this game, as I said, play the game or be played, then you realize this is what gets me out of all of the problems I couldn't understand. This is what gets me moving. This is what gives me progress. This is what gets me out of some financial upset, financial worry, home worry, paying the bills worry. This is what gets me out of feeling that I give too much and then I'm left out with nothing. And there's me all raggedy because I've given too much of myself to other people and their dramas, crisis and situation, while they're off in there having a party saying, cheers, 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 thanks Pisces. By the way you helped me, I'm not going to pay you back or help you back in return. So you're understanding the game, to leave that behind and to get smarter and to go up that ladder and to stay there without the interference of these drainers. Now, the king turning his back to the queen at the end of the month. I do think that a great fire and passion is being ignited in you that makes a big transformation in you, Pisces. It stops you from feeling so guarded, so kind of, should I give to them or should I not? Do I need to watch them or not? Where's the boundary? Where's the barrier? Where's, should I be really super cold with them or should I give them everything? There is something in between. Like I said, an in-between phase happening here where you learn that somewhere along the line, it's not black and white, it's not cut and dry. You can still bring your fire and passion to people, to situations, but with the attitude of the queen who says, I'm keeping you at arm's length. I can help you, but don't come any closer. If you're going to come at me with your emotional bullshit, or with your dramas, or with your crisis. This is me, cool, clear, in Taurus season, in the 3rd house, where my mind has figured all your shit out. I'll help, and I don't feel one bit guilty about not helping you if what you're bringing to me is just your mess, your swamp creature. Stay back, swamp creature. And you're getting more fired up and enthusiastic about that. But I could see, I'm feeling that some of you are using this energy to maybe push away a fire sign. Fire signs are Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. It's like now that I have cool, clear logic, now that I've lived through March and April with the full moon in Libra, as this card says, I can finally make a decision about a fire sign, sun, moon or ascendant, as I said, Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. And the decision you seem to be making, Pisces, is to really get cross with them, really have it out with them, and really say, enough, be gone, back to your swamp, creature, douse you in holy water or whatever, but back off. Back off. And if you challenge me, I mean, you make the mistake if you think that I'm not going to come a-swinging with my sword, because I will. Because it was the Queen of Swords who gave me the information about you. It took me out of my indecision about how to handle you. And now watch me put you back in your place. Okay, so some of the fire signs are going to get it by the end of the month. They really are. Strongly feeling Sagittarius, sun, moon or ascendant energy, that they're going to be told. You're going to make it felt clearly that we have a new understanding. You do not come at me with your bullshit, and I'm not going to entertain your mess anymore. So hard words will be had, but it seems that it's important. So it's all good. Pisces, keep going up that ladder and learn the game. Play or be played, so that you don't fall down those little snakes or shoots or whatever they are. Now, of course, Pisces, I'm going to leave it at that, but you know what to do. You know that this is the general theme, the general landscape, and to get into the nitty-gritty of the swamp, roll up the sleeves and get stuck into the swamp and pull out the treasure from that trash. You know to come to the deep read, the VIMEO readings, all linked down there below, my love. And we'll open everything up. We'll focus deeply on love. If you're single, relationships, we'll focus on all of that and get stuck in. We'll focus on your money, your career, family, friends, issues, and everything that, you know by now what it's all about. So come along and we'll fish in that swamp and see what we can pull out. So link down below. Anyway, Pisces, as always, I'm going to leave you with all my love and a great big kiss from me to you. Mwah. Until next month, my beauty, and apologies for the noise from my neighbours. Until next month, bye, my gorgeous.